Jail Guitar Doors is a nonprofit, and what we do is we find people that work in prisons that are willing to use music as a form of rehabilitation. We produce live concerts in prisons, and we provide them with instruments.
When I heard about Jail Guitar Doors, the concept really struck a chord with me because I think that art and music are really great therapy. And then it turned out that the project that I do through my clothing line, the Obey Awareness Program, where we make t-shirts and hang tags that talk about a cause and give profits from the project to the cause, became a possibility as well. Just in the same way that the music draws you in with a melody, trying to draw people in with cool t-shirt graphics and then make them look a little deeper into what the cause is about.
I denied my time in prison for a couple of decades. I just couldn't think about it. And then it started to emerge more and more in my thoughts and my feelings. Why did I have to go to prison? How did that change me? What happened to me?
I first discovered the MC5 because they were referenced in a lot of interviews with bands that I liked. The Sex Pistols, The Clash, Black Flag, the Melvins did a great cover. Before the MC5 even had a proper album out, you guys made the cover of Rolling Stone.
Unknown band on the cover of Rolling Stone.
The music hit me on a gut level, but I became even more interested in their background as agitators and activists. The MC5 inspired me in that they wove social commentary and politics into their music, and they were really fearless.
We were insane, and we were really a lot of trouble.
It just sort of fell apart in a very anticlimactic way, and I don't know how that coincides with your substance abuse.
I achieved something as a young man, and I did it on talent, ambition, and willpower, and that'll carry you for a while. You could point to 2 or 3 things. Our manager going to prison, he got 9.5 to 10 years for 2 joints, and he was really our mentor, our interlocutor with the outside world. The collapse of the business relationships. For me, everything got to be harder and harder. I just slipped down further and further and got in more and more desperate situations where I did more and more desperate actions. And it all finally culminated waking up one day in the federal courtroom and the judge telling me that he didn't know what to do with me. He'd respect me more if I'd taken a gun and shot a man. But I'm murdering the citizens of Detroit long and slow by selling them narcotics. And he's sentencing me to 4 years in federal prison. And they had the possibility of playing music there. In fact, musicians had been going to that institution since the 30s. All the great jazz musicians had been there. I wasn't in prison when I was playing. I was in the world of music. I was thinking in terms of beats and bars and chord changes and melodies. It gave me an identity in the prison culture.
That experience made you very much relate to the concept of Jail Guitar Doors, the charity. And that was founded by Billy Bragg. How did you connect with Billy and start the U.S. version of Jail Guitar Doors?
More people seem to be getting arrested, thousands, and then tens of thousands, then hundreds of thousands, and then millions of our fellows were going to prison, just like me, in the drug war.
Right.
And I saw the sentencing become the most merciless in democratic history, that the prison building boom in America grew 7 times since the 80s. It troubled me. So I wanted to do a concert for prisoners, and I got a bunch of my friends together, and Billy Bragg was one of them. Billy had Jail Guitar Doors written on his guitar. I said, "What's that all about?" He said, "Oh, it's an old Clash B-side." And I said, "Yes, I know." And he said, "You know it?" And I said, "Yeah, Bill, the song's about me." "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, what's the lyric?" He said, "Oh!" He said, "Well, he had gotten a letter from a guy who worked in prisons in England, and he was trying to use music as rehabilitation, but they didn't have any guitars. Could Billy find him some guitars to use with these prisoners? So he decided to name it Jail Guitar Doors, an independent, nonprofit initiative that would use music as rehabilitation, and he would provide them guitars. That kind of resonated with me. So he and my wife Margaret and I founded Jail Guitar Doors USA just about 2 years ago now. Prison is designed to inculcate in you the sense that you have no worth. Making something out of nothing, writing a song, doing a painting, a poem, acting. These are all great arguments against worthlessness. They're a way to start to rebuild dignity and self-respect that you lose on your way to prison.
Yeah, I use the art even outside of prison to try to develop some sense of identity and self-esteem. It's the only therapy I have.
Yeah.
So.